Glad to know you're still with us. Now, Rivers State Governor Wike has said he will use the award bestowed on him by the President, General Muhammadu Buhari, to campaign in the 2023 elections. Wike said this during a dinner and reception in his honor to celebrate the Distinguished Award in Infrastructure Delivery held in Port Harcourt on Monday night. While dedicating the award to God, he said the successes his administration recorded in infrastructural development were made possible by the support and encouragement he received from the state. He vowed to resign his position as governor if anyone could come forward to say he promised him the plum job and didn't honor his words. The governor emphasized that people must learn to keep to agreement, adding that he was leaving office happy and fulfilled. Over 1,000 residents of AARE estate of WAWA area in Ifo local government area of Ogun State have been displaced from their homes by water. Agboje Korea reports that residents of the area allege that the flood is occasioned by overflow from a nearby dam.
AARE community in Ogun State, AARE Phase 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3 is being submerged by water overflowing from a river very close to this area. Join me as we assess the community on boats to see how much damage has been done to residents of the community and their property. Property worth hundreds of millions taken over by flood, while residents move out for safety. Abandoned homes under lock and key were common sight in the area, as the only means of transportation in the area is now canoe. According to some of the affected residents, the flood, which is almost becoming an annual incident, they say is increasingly terrible on them.
For the past 5 years, I'm living in this place. In 2019, my old property in life I struggled for was lost because of this water. Here you see presently, you see this place now. This place have been taken away by the water. Our properties, some cars are inside.
We have been experiencing flood in this community, but I've not seen this height. I came into this community 2020. Okay, so 2019 flood was not this much. We're able to cope, we're able to manage.
The release of water has been, I would say, relatively indiscriminate this time around because, I mean, from all indications, we were told that the rainfall was moderate, and then all of a sudden, we are met with huge inflow of water into the community. Even the efforts from community members to raise roads, put embankments where we can, to even encourage the government to work in desilting the canal that's behind us here. So most of the water you're seeing here is overflow from the canal that's behind us.
While counting their losses, the victims called on the federal and state governments to come to their aid.
We're asking government to come and help us. One, they can give us a canal that has depth to accommodate much water, so that once they release water from the dam, it can flow directly into the lagoon and not overflow into the community.
If the government of Nigeria have the masses at heart, I think actually they should have a feeling of humans. But what we have in Nigeria is rebels. They keep on embezzles our money. We hear so trillions, so billions have been budgeted for NEMA. If I may ask directly as individual, I think that ministry called NEMA should be off because it's a fraud. Nothing is happening.
The National Emergency Management Agency 2 months ago disclosed that in the last 8 months, flood in Nigeria, mostly flash floods, had ravaged 33 out of 36 states and the FCT, thereby leading to loss of several lives, still counting.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has said it is targeting World Health Organization's Maturity Level 4 certification. It said this will enable Nigerian-made pharmaceutical products to compete well in the international market. NAFDAC's Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, spoke at the inauguration of its Kwara State office. Adeyeye said the agency reached maturity level 3 in WHO's global benchmarking tools in March, placing NAFDAC among globally recognized regulatory agencies. Adeyeye, in a statement signed by resident media consultant to NAFDAC, Shayo Akintola, said these achievements were possible with a committed and dedicated workforce as well as a supportive governing council. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested no fewer than 192 suspected drug traffickers between January and September in EBONYI. The agency also seized 113.4 kilograms of cannabis sativa, the NDLEA commander in the state, Wike Uche, said in an interview. He added that 0.0621 kgs methamphetamine, locally known as Miri, was also seized within the period under review. On the level of drug trafficking in the state, the commander said EBONYI had low drug business but many consumers, which reiterated the state agency commitment to work in tune with the vision of the NDLEA against drug abuse and trafficking. The commander sought media support for more sensitization campaigns in the state in order to curtail the menace of illicit substances in the state. And in order to protect the identity of every ethnicity across the country, particularly the Yoruba race, the AARE-ONIBON of Ibadan land, Adegboyega Taofik Adegoke, has admonished the government at all levels on the promotion and preservation of the cultural and traditional heritage across all divides, especially southwestern states. He gave the charge while speaking with newsmen in Ibadan during the celebration of this year's ABOSE Day celebrations. Adegoke, who is the Mogaji of ABOSE family, maintained that government at all levels must provide an enabling environment for the promotion, protection, and preservation of our cultural and traditional heritage and values by traditional leaders and their subjects, so that the hard-earned culture and tradition would not go into extinction.
Every nation has its own culture, and we need to celebrate our culture. But we can make a lot of money from tourism by celebrating our culture. There are several cultures that we can sell to the world. So I encourage government to invest in tourism, and the only way to invest in tourism is to encourage different segments of society, different ethnicities, to celebrate their culture, to teach our children about our culture, so that it doesn't go to waste. We can make money from it. We can develop the economy and the nation from it. All of us will come together as one. Nothing should separate us. Not politics, not religion. We should see ourselves as brothers and sisters. We should work together for the development of Ibadan land. It is when Ibadan is happy that we are all happy. We are all brothers and sisters, and we do not fight.